Do this. Okay, so this next act is called Nik Hill. On 3, 2, 1, 3, 2, 3 shoulders of Nik.
Do I need this? Or can you hear? Can you hear?
Or is that better?
That's better.
That's better, is it? So this is nice. Was it Jim?
Yeah.
That is fantastic. That is the best response I've heard. Fish, and that is going on Facebook, mate. You're clearly wasted as a Scotsman, and you must be delighted with Saturday's result. Were you happy?
Kind of lucky, but we got there.
A bit lucky. You smashed the French.
Yeah.
I'm half Welsh, so I was gutted. I've been getting shit all week.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, on Facebook, just fucking English lucky. So this is nice, as Dylan said. I've been doing comedy for years, and this is clearly the pinnacle of my career. This evening to play to 10 people in the Barrells in Hereford, but it's alright, isn't it? It's into it, isn't it, really? And I've got a set. Look, there's my set list. I have to write it on my hand because I'm old, and we forget things. I hate doing stand-up because I don't mind sharing this with you now. Like, I'm 62. Right, fuck off. There, that's what you're meant to say straight away. Right, and a lot of gigs, there's a lot. The audiences are quite young, and it is quite difficult to engage because they just don't understand stuff. But obviously, in front of this crowd of saga holiday makers, have we actually got? Because looking at you, none of you are 60, are you? You liar. Are you? Has anybody turned 60? Well done, that man. How old are we?
59.
Right. So when I say has anybody turned 60? It wouldn't be so bad, but you were a maths teacher, aren't you? Which is...
Like what?
You were you? Like Jim, the nuclear scientist. So, I've travelled over from Gloucester tonight and came on the bus. I thought I'm not going to bring the car, and I got on the bus, sneezed, and then said in my best Italian accent to return to Gloucester, and I had the whole bus to myself, which was nice. But I've got issues. I have got issues, and basically I use comedy to talk about these issues, so this is like a counselling session, really. So your job is to support and be sympathetic and empathetic, but you are allowed to laugh, because I think I've got quite a few issues that you might find hopefully funny. So the first thing I want to address is my height. Right, none of you said anything, that's brilliant. I suffer with my height. Like, I get ridiculed both in public and private. Last weekend, Alton Towers, I was allowed on 2 rides. One of those being a big plastic swan on a lake. Can you imagine the humiliation of that? And even back at home, my wife has a go at me. She'll say to me, how tall are you? Just remind me. So I'm 5'2". Yeah, inches. 62 inches. Do you realise you were a fraction taller than 5 plastic rulers stood end to end? That's quite harsh, isn't it? The other week she said, I hate it when the weather changes like this. I said, why is that? She said, the bottom of the bed's always cold, isn't it? I don't know. We've been married 20 years. And every night we've gone through the same routine. She goes up to bed, I come up to bed. And it's, have you locked the back door? Yes. Have you locked the front door? Yes. At the bottom? Yes. I've done it at the bottom. At the top? Nah. Why not? You know why not. So yeah, I just love hearing you say it. My second issue is my colour. I am ginger, and I think, are you the only other ginger person in the room? Or was that just the light bouncing off? Or was that just out of the bottle? It's not real ginger. Just pretend. I suffered probably as a kid more than anything. The name calling got me down more than anything. Copper knob, ginger nut, Duracell.
Daywalker.
Daywalker? What's that? I've never heard. What's that? What is Daywalker?
You get burned easily.
You get burnt? Oh. That is the most fucking obscure ginger comment I've ever heard. And if you don't mind, I will never use that again. Daywalker. Is that just a Hereford thing, is it?
It won't be.
I think you'll find it is. But it was a name calling, copper knob, thanks for interrupting. Ginger nut, Duracell, you little ginger wanker. And I can remember saying, Dad, You're not funny. But it wasn't just my father. My mother also joined in. I can remember I was about 6, and I'd come home after we returned to school after the Christmas break. And I said, Mum, can I ask you something? She said, what is it? I said, well, all the other children were talking about the presents they had at Christmas. She said, yeah. I said, well, I didn't get any presents, did I? She said, no, you didn't. I said, why is that? And she looked at me in the eye and just said, Santa don't stop for ginger kids. That's harsh, isn't it? I've got 2 ginger kids. I have saved a fortune over the years. It's been fantastic. But the discrimination has actually filtered down into the comedy world. And I know this because I applied for a gig in Bristol a few weeks back, and it was advertised as acts of LGBT persuasion and POC particularly welcome. Now I knew what LGBT was, I wasn't quite sure what POC was, so I phoned up. I said, look, I'd like to apply for this gig. And they said, are you LGBT? I said, no. They said, are you POC? I said, well, I'm not sure, what does it stand for? They said, person of colour. I said, I am. They said, what colour are you? I said, ginger. And they said, we don't want you. Which was quite harsh, wasn't it, really? Yeah, bit of a groan there. So my third issue is my weight. I'm wearing all black tonight. This was my wife's idea. She said, why don't you wear black? Because it's slimming. And then I looked in the mirror and realised she was just lying. Because that's what happens after you've been married for ages and ages. You start telling each other little lies. Things like, I'll say to her, do you still find me physically attractive? And she'll say yes. And then if we're out in town and we're just looking around, and because she's 63, she's a little bit paranoid, she'll say, does that woman over there look older than me? And I'll go, yeah, to be honest. But she made me join Slimming World last year, and I gave it a go. And I was attracted to Slimming World particularly because it was only 2 minutes away from where I lived, in the little primary school. And I'd never been, I wasn't sure quite what to expect, and I went in, and there was me and 2 other girls, and this one girl said, is your name Nick? I went, yeah, it is. She said, do you remember me? And I'm looking at her, no, I don't. She said, I used to work for you back in 1990. I said, really? She said, yeah, you haven't changed. Right now, back in 1990, I was 10 stone. I'm 14 stone now. That's like another 56 pounds, which is like the equivalent of 26 bags of sugar. And I'm thinking, Paula, not only do you need to be at Slimming World, clearly you need to go to Specsavers, but that was by the by. The lady came up and said, hi, my name's Chris, I'm your counsellor. I thought, well, I don't need fucking counselling, I just need to learn how to eat less. She said, would you 3 like to take a seat? Now, we were in a primary school, and I looked down and there was 3 little plastic chairs. And I thought, this isn't going to end well. It didn't. I got wedged in mine. And she said, right, can I ask you some questions? And one of the questions was, out of anybody, whose body do you most admire? Now, I don't know where it came from, but I just blurted out Tom Daly. And the voice in the crowd said, oh, it's really nice to have a gay in the club. And to be honest, I've not been back since then. I mentioned my wife, I say we've been married 20 years now. And are we all sort of married in the room, thinking about it? No married. Is there actually anybody who's married? Just well done, thank you. 2 of you, and that's it. So the rest are just happy, basically. Is that what it is? Yeah, you look happy, no stress, no shit going on. And we've just, I think me and my wife have just got to that sort of irritating stage, really. And it's only the little things, like her breathing. And she's one of these women, when we're out driving, and I'll come up to a junction and I want to turn right, and I'll say to her, is it safe to go? And she'll go, yep. And as I'm pulling out, she then goes, as long as you're quick. Which, is that just a ladies thing? There's a few people in there that recognise themselves in that. And she said to me the other day, I think the romance is going out of our relationship. I said, what do you mean? She said, well, the sex life is it's not very romantic, is it? I said, well, how can I make it more romantic? She said, well, maybe when we're doing it, it would be nice just to have some music playing, just to break the silence. I thought, that's a fair point. So I recorded a couple of songs, and we were getting down to it, and the first song came on, Angels, by Robbie Williams. So I thought, that's neither here nor there. That was okay. I think, to be honest, my choice of song number 2 wasn't the best, just the theme from Match of the Day. But she said, you never surprise me anymore. Really, is that what you think? She said, you know, 20 years and there's just no surprises. So that night, she was in the bathroom getting her makeup off, and I went to the bedroom, turned all the lights off, hid under the bed, and when she came out, I grabbed her ankles. And apparently that wasn't the surprise she had in mind. But we've tried other things. We've tried having a bath together. That wasn't very successful because she's a woman, so the water was hot enough to boil a lobster in. We both put on a bit of weight. To be honest, I think if you'd have watched it, it was like watching 2 Teletubbies squashed into a sink. It wasn't nice. We both got cramp at the same time. Leapt up, the water battered down the bathroom door. The poor cat sat outside, didn't stand a chance. We haven't seen him for weeks. He's gone. So we're into a new year, and it's funny, isn't it? All the talk of Brexit, that's just disappeared now. We did dry January this year. We still drank, to be honest. It was just, she said, we're not having any sexual relations. It was, to be fair, it was sort of drink related, because on Christmas Day I had 1 red wine too many, fell asleep at the dinner table at 4 o'clock. Apparently I was an embarrassment, a disgrace. She was humiliated. The other people in the hotel found it fucking hilarious. And I thought, she was a fine one to talk about my drinking, because just before Christmas she said, you had remembered you're picking me up from my work to do tomorrow, hadn't you? And I was, yeah, I had, yeah. To be honest, it did come as a bit of a surprise because she's self-employed and works from home. But I went to get her at the agreed time, and she got in the car, and all I said was, have you had a nice time? And that's when it started, right? And I need to do the accent. Are you saying I'm drunk? Because clearly I'm married to somebody from Bangladesh. I said, well, no, I'm not saying you're drunk, but you've had a drink, haven't you? You know the trouble with you? I said, oh, what is it? I don't think you love me. Yes, I do. We go through this every time. You don't love me, and I don't think you've ever loved me. I said, well, I do, and I have. Right, she said, if you love me, you can prove it to me. How am I going to do that? She said, you can get on top of me right now, and we're going to do it in the car. I said, well, we're not. She said, why not? She said, give me one good reason. I said, well, I'll give you a few. I said, first of all, it's 4 o'clock in the afternoon. Secondly, we're still outside Wetherspoons. And thirdly, your best mate Chris is in the back of the car. Right? Now, she's got a girlfriend, Chris. She does everything with Chris. They go on weekends away, they go on holidays for 2 weeks at a time. I have not got any issues with that at all. I wanted 1 night away with my girlfriend. Oh my God. You'd think I'd ask for the world. So I mentioned Brexit. I don't know what you guys voted. I don't mind sharing with you, I voted Remain. Not for any political or economic reasons, but for one pretty selfish reason, to be honest, because there's absolutely no way I want to go back to washing my own car on Sunday. Now, do that joke sometimes, and it can sort of split the room, and I know it may be a little bit politically sensitive, because we live in a very politically correct, snowflakey society, and probably all the shit that we used to get away with years and years ago. You can't do so much now. And it was sort of brought home to me a little while back. About a month ago, there was an article in the Times about Bideford in Devon, and for years it's been known as the Little White Town because of its whitewashed houses. And now some people in Bideford have found that offensive, so they've got to take that off all the heritage signs. People in Whitehaven are already moving out. It's just not going to happen. And I didn't realise how much sort of the snowflake society had infiltrated us until I went to a local bakery a couple of Saturdays ago. Just walked in, said, "Oh, can I have I'll have a Cornish pasty, please." She said, "Oh, sorry, I can't serve you that." I said, "Well, it's there, just pick it up." "No." She said, "I can't serve you a Cornish pasty because that wasn't made in Cornwall, so we can't call it Cornish pasty." "Well, what is it?" She said, "Well, it's a traditional pasty. Do you still want it?" I said, "Actually, no, on principle I don't." She said, "Well, do you want something else?" I said, "Yeah, I'll have a cheese and onion sandwich, please." She said, "White or brown?" I said, "White." She said, "Racist." Which, yeah, crap, isn't it? Absolutely rubbish. I mentioned being 62, and that sort of crept up. I don't know where the hell the time has gone. And I found, as the years have gone by, especially the last couple of years, I found sort of 60 onwards, I've started doing stupid things. And I think it is down to age. And I'll give you a few examples. We went for a walk a couple of weekends away. Weekends away? No, we didn't. We went in the summer. And we parked the car up on a local beauty spot next to an ice cream van. I said, "We'll go for a walk. When we come back, we'll have an ice cream." Went for a walk, came back, headed towards the ice cream van, and the car was gone. And that's a horrible feeling. I don't know if anyone's ever had anything stolen, but it was gut-wrenching. Like, camera stuff was in there, laptops, everything. Stood by the ice cream van, we got an ice cream, phoned the police. To be fair, they came up pretty quick and they said, "So what's happened?" I said, "Well, we parked the car, we've been for a walk and come back and the car's gone." And they said, "Can you give us a description?" I said, "Yes, it's a black Golf." And he went, "What, like that one up there?" I went, "Well, yeah, pretty similar to that one, but it can't be that one because we parked next to the ice cream van." And the ice cream van bloke, who'd heard this conversation, just said, "Yeah, but I've moved since then," which is crap, isn't it? I also thought, getting older, my temper had subsided until we ordered a new kitchen from Moban. And if anybody is, I don't even know if they're still trading, but if you think of having a new kitchen, never buy one from Moban. And we'd ordered this beautiful light oak handmade wooden kitchen, and it was a shambles from start to finish. The fitters couldn't fit the worktops, we had all sorts of problems, and on the last day of fitting it, they scratched one of the light oak wooden doors. And I said, "What are you going to do about that?" He said, "Oh, don't worry, I'll just get on the phone now and we'll order you a door. It'll be here tomorrow." 6 weeks had gone by, 6 weeks of chasing every day, no door. We were going to go out last Saturday and there was a ring at the door. Postman stood there with a door-shaped parcel. He said, "Mr. Hill?" "Yeah." He said, "Do you want to sign for this?" "Yeah." Brought it in. My wife said, "Are you going to open it?" I said, "Well, no need, look at it. It's clearly the door." I said, "But do you not think we should open it now, just before we go out?" I said, "No, we don't need to. Look at it, it's the door, let's just go out." She said, "Open it." So I opened this parcel I've been waiting 6 weeks for, looked inside and the door was blue. She said, "I'm going to go because you're going to lose it, aren't you?" I said, "Yeah, there's probably every chance I'm going to lose it." So I was on the phone to Moban Customer Services, and it was about 5 to 12, and a lovely lady answered the phone. She said, "Hello, how can I help?" I said, "It's Mr. Hill from Gloucester." "Oh, hello," she said. "How are you?" I said, "How am I?" She said, "Yeah." I said, "Well, my door's come." "Oh, well, that's good, because you've been waiting ages, haven't you?" I said, "Yes, I have." She said, "Well, you didn't need to ring us to tell us it had come." I said, "No, I'm not ringing to tell you it had come. I'm ringing to tell you the door was blue." And she sniggered down the phone. I said, "Are you laughing?" She said, "Well, you have got to see the funny side, haven't you?" I said, "No, not really." She said, "Is this going to take long, because I finish at 12? I said, "Not today, you don't." She said, "Well, what have you got in mind?" I said, "Well, I'll tell you what's going to happen. You're going to get off your arse, you're going to go down to the warehouse, you're going to find the idiot that picked the wrong door, you can give him a slap for me, you can get in the car, you can get me the right door, you can drive to Gloucester, you can knock on my door, you can come in, I'll make you a coffee, you can fit the door, and then you can piss off back to Manchester, and I never want to see you or your company again." I said, "Whoa, whoa, whoa." She said, "Hang on, did you say the door's blue?" I said, "Yes, the fucking door is blue." And she said, "You have peeled back the blue protective cover." We put on all the doors. One of the other things about getting older is, I don't know about what you guys, but like I am now starting to worry about dying a whole lot more. I hate it. It is horrible. I think some of it is down to the fact my mum died last year, and I'll tell you about that in a minute. But I've recently had a couple of issues with the doctors, and I've now been diagnosed with a heart condition, and now they tell me I've got